What's up, guys? Today we will be doing yet again another election map prediction. We are going to be doing AOC. I don't really know her actual name, surprisingly. So I'm gonna copy that. We're gonna be doing AOC versus JD Vance. Yep, it's gonna be crazy. You guys are probably not gonna like my prediction, and yeah, I genuinely think you're not gonna like my prediction. Uh, but that being said, I'm kind of doing it based off of facts and current trends, especially with this election right here, because I think Kamala Harris is just like a very older, more toned down version, more charismatic version of AOC. AOC she more appeals to younger audiences, whereas Kamala's kind of more moderate, I guess. Definitely woke, but I'm gonna tell you who these people are because you might not know. I mean, this might just pop up on your feed. JD Vance, he's a politician. He actually was a veteran, as you can see. They make fun of him a lot. Um, but there's a lot of memes about him. There's a lot of memes on the right about AOC. Look at that jawline, damn. Freaking Giga Chat over here. They're both a little weird looking in my opinion. I would probably vote for neither of them in an election. Probably Vance, but yeah. Um, I do have a bias towards the right, but they're both silly nowadays, so this is kind of just based off of, like, facts. But JD Vance, he served in the Senate. He was a senator of Ohio. Then he dropped out to become the president, vice president, and that's what he is now. And AOC, she's kind of just an activist. She is a New York a representative for New York, but I mean, like, she's more known for just being goofy and yelling and saying that people are fascists. I have polls. I was gonna pull up some polls here. And I'm gonna do the most liberal one, so the first one I see basically. But her polls aren't great. She's not very good. Vance's polls are like he's at the top, so I'm not gonna pull those up. You just gotta trust me on that one. You know what? Yeah, I'll pull them up. Let's see if maybe the same site. Do they not have him? Oh, I'll just use this one then. The different site, but anyway, he's more unfavorable than favorable. But I mean, that's not what I'm looking for right now. Uh, this is not. Yeah, he's made some controversial statements, I guess, and that he's getting very flamed for it. Um, but Trump does the same thing, and he got elected. It's really clown versus clown here, and we're gonna see which clown's gonna win. So after this 5 minute intro, let's take all the safe states for her. So what I mean by safe is they win by more than 12 points, 12% margin. This one says that it's 15 is a It has to be 15 or more, but I disagree. So I think that she wins Washington, California, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, DC, Maryland, maybe Delaware. I'm actually gonna say Rhode Island's not 100%. Connecticut, Vermont, she definitely wins those. And New York. Of course, she's gonna win New York as well. I think that's it. I think that's it for safe states. Oh, and this district domain. But that's it for safe states for her. She has 129. Vance, on the other hand, has all of these. I'm giving him all of these. Especially Ohio, because he's from there. I'm gonna also say Florida, because it's... We'll talk about Florida here in a minute. It might be safe, but I'll make up my mind about that in a second. And I'm gonna say Alaska. I'm gonna say Alaska's a definite yes. So that leaves him with... Oh, and Texas. 188 safe votes. So we're gonna do some left likelies. This means that they win by 5 to 12. Oregon's one of them. I think it's gonna be more upper. Oh, Hawaii, I forgot to add as a safe state. I think Rhode Island, Delaware, and New Jersey are all safe. I mean, likely, because more in the upper area. I think Rhode Island and Delaware are definitely trending a bit more left, especially from 2016, especially Rhode Island, and especially I mean, Delaware's trending more right, but to be fair, it did shift from Biden to Harris. And since Harris is a lot less, a lot more popular than this bitch, that voice crack was horrible. I think that Delaware is definitely going to be likely. Plus, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm kind of just voting whether I think they're going to be blue or not. Um, and then, yeah, Colorado has been also trending. If you look at it in 2000, it was a Bush state, and same, and it flipped in 2008, and it's just been blue ever since. But that was also because it gained electoral votes. As you see with the gain, it's been gaining population. So because of that, Colorado has just become, it went from one of the most, I'm not going to take a look at the Reagan one. It was one of the more red states. It even voted for Gerald Ford. And it's just been, it was red since, and then it was, for Bill Clinton, it was, the 1992 election at least, it was blue, but it was only by a lean margin. Now it's just trending and trending and trending. It's one of the most insane trends. And because of that, I'm still gonna make it likely. But if you picked a better Democratic candidate, next election, it's probably gonna be more than a 12-point margin. Colorado is just insanely liberal now. New Mexico, I I think that her Hispanic roots will help a little bit. Because she is Hispanic, I think, right? Probably. That Cortez is pretty freaking Hispanic name. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's not likely. Illinois, same with Illinois. Illinois is likely. So and then Minnesota, Harris won it by a pretty big lean margin, but I'm just gonna keep it where it's at. Maine, I think, is gonna be a margin where she excels in, just fairly though. Alright, now let's have all the likely Vance states. I think the likely Vance states are Arizona. Arizona, since 2016, has trended right. Um, Romney and McCain it won more than Trump did, though. Since Trump is basically a carbon copy of Vance, I mean, since Vance is basically a carbon copy of Trump, I think that he's going to have similar results, whereas AOC is going to have a lot less than Kamala, you know. Also, his appeal up here is insane. As you can see, Ohio is less than 12 margin. And same with, well, Iowa's a 13 margin, but since this is Vance was a senator there, I think it's going to be a lot less now. So it's going to be a lot less Democratic. But yeah, also for likely for Vance is this one little district of Maine, and I think that's about it for likely for. I'll say Florida. Florida is trending very, very right. Ever since it barely, barely won the Bush, it's just been trending right. Been trending right and right, you know. It won the Bush by a large margin in by a likely margin in 2004. In 2008, it won to Obama by a light lean margin, and then a tilt margin in 2012. And ever since 2008, it's just been getting more and more red. And now it's at 13, which is I think its highest since that's its highest margin since the Big Bush, you know, in 19 the Big Bush in 1988. So yeah, I think that Florida, but here's the thing, I don't think it's gonna do as well. You know what, I'll say it's solid. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's solid. It's gonna be a solid red state. Especially in this scenario. Now we get to the lean states of what's it called? I think for the lean states, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Minnesota's a lean state. Probably even worse than, probably more like a Clinton margin, really. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Virginia's a lean. Barely a lean. I think it's gonna be like an Obama 2012 lean. Because since then, it's just getting progressively more and more. Well, except for this, but this because Harris sucks. That's the thing. Since AOC is like Harris Jr., I think that she's gonna just do worse there. Um, yeah, that's about it for lean. I'm actually gonna remove New Jersey, and I'll tell you why in a second. I didn't mean to mark New Jersey as anything yet. So now Vance likely, I think that his appeal in the Rust Belt is insane. So all these are going to be likely. There we go. We have a Vance victory. I think Nevada is going to be likely as well. Ever since Obama, it's just been trending right. And I think we're going to see that continue, you know? And then New Mexico North Carolina and Georgia, they've been trending left. But I think in this upcoming one, they're still going to be right. So now we have the lean margins. And I'm not necessarily gonna... You're not really gonna like me when I say these things. I think Vance is gonna win New Mexico. Well, no, I think AOC is gonna win New Mexico. But barely, just by that much. I think that JD Vance, we've already seen, um, in 2000, we saw Gore win it by less than 0.1%. So it can definitely happen again. And it had the same amount of electoral votes. I think that Vance is gonna flip this whole district. And I think he's gonna flip New Jersey. Now, as for New Hampshire, I think that AOC is gonna win it just barely, though. I think this is a pretty solid map for 2028 if this election were to happen. I don't really have much else to say. I mean, we have some pretty clownish candidates here, man. Look at them. They're clowns. Especially you. You're kind of okay, but you're not. Like, you're crazy. And then you're just a carbon copy of Trump, which is pretty much crazy. But yeah, this is the prediction. I think that a lot of the really just comes down to these main. If Democrats can win 4 of these, or if Republicans can win 4 of these 7, they win. I mean, doesn't really look like a necessarily bad map to me. I think that if I were to change something, I'd probably change New Jersey, make New Hampshire a bit bluer, and make New Mexico probably about the same, and maybe make Minnesota a bit bluer. But yeah, I really like doing these kind of videos. I get my own little opinion out there and get to voice crack every 5 seconds, and yeah. So this is my map prediction.